Do you have a loved one, a friend, a family member, even a partner who's struggling with their mental health? Do you want to know how to support them, how to speak to them about them, how to assist them in getting help? Well, keep watching, because today that's what we're talking about. Hello and welcome back to Unpacking. This is our channel where we talk everything psychology and therapy related. My name is Melina Dukak. I'm a registered counseling psychologist in South Africa. Today, we're talking about how to best support your loved one who's struggling with mental health. With the rise of mental health awareness in today's day and age, we have many friends, family members, loved ones, partners who are struggling with their mental health. But somehow we don't know what to do, how best to support them. How do we start the conversation with them? How do we approach them about that? So today, we're going to teach you 6 ways to help you figure out how to support your loved one. The first tip is recognizing the signs. When our loved one struggles with mental health, you will see a change in their behavior. Now, some of these signs vary from person to person, and what you're looking for could vary too. But some of the most typical signs would be change in behavior. Have they been doing something now that they haven't been doing before? Or have they stopped doing something that they used to do before? This can be from excitement levels, can even be from to showering, to brushing teeth, hygiene, cleanliness, the way that they dress. Watch for some of the changes in behavior, in the way that they're dressing, the way that they're acting. Another big sign to look for is withdrawal. Have they withdrawn? Are they socially not wanting to come out anymore? Can you not get hold of them anymore? Are they struggling to pick up phone calls? Are they not texting you back? That kind of social withdrawal is a huge indicator into low mood. Another sign to look out for is low mood. Are they sad? Are they crying a lot? Are they hidden in their bedroom? Change in appetite is a big one. Changes in sleep patterns. Are they sleeping more? Are they sleeping less? Are they eating more? Are they eating less? These are some of the signs to just witness in the moment, to see something's not right with my person or they're very different. Recognizing these signs may be your first step into figuring out how to best support them. The next thing you want to do, so tip number 2 would be starting the conversation. Now this can be really tricky because not everyone who is struggling with mental health wants to have that conversation. It's part of the reason that they're withdrawing themselves. But being a loving and supporting family member or friend or partner, you need to start the conversation. Now, tone and the way you approach this conversation is very important. If you approach that person going, hey, what's going on? What's wrong with you? You seem weird. You may not elicit the right response. So how do we watch our tone and how do we watch the choice of words that we use? You could say something like this. Hey, I've noticed that you've been acting differently lately, or you have seemed sadder than usual. Is that something you want to talk about? I think this allows the person that you're speaking to acknowledge that these signs have been recognized. You've in some ways caught them out. You've noticed that they're not doing so well and you would love to have a conversation with them. Usually, this will allow you to sit down with them to figure out what's going on. What are you feeling? Where are you feeling it? What can we do? The third tip is encouraging them to seek help. Now again, this could be pretty difficult because not everybody wants help and not everybody knows where to get help from. So encouraging them to seek help would be honestly speaking to a professional, either being a doctor, a psychologist, a counselor, somebody who could help them figure out what their struggles are. In this case, it may also be needed that you might have to help them make that appointment because they may not have capacity to do that. So in encouraging them to seek help, maybe say to them that you would be happy to make that appointment, or you would be happy to drive them to their appointment. You would be happy to assist in any way possible for them. And you've got to figure that out with the person that you're speaking to. How can you help them? What help do they need from you? The fourth way that you can help your person out who's struggling with their mental health is just support. Now, support can come in many different ways. Can be part of making the appointments like we just discussed, but can also be part of assisting in any way that they need. Some of my friends who've been really low and down I've made meals for them because I know that they're not eating well. So if you have capacity to cook meals or to organize Uber Eats to your friend who you know is struggling, that is a way of supporting them. Helping them make their appointments, driving them to the pharmacy to get some medication. I think the support comes in the same way that you would think about supporting a friend who's got really bad flu. How would you help them out in that moment? What are the things that you would take on? Grocery shopping, perhaps, for them. And I think you've got to think about those same ways of support and translate it into a mental health type of support. The fifth thing that you need to do to support your loved one is to educate yourself. Now, sometimes we don't know enough about depression or anxiety or bipolar or borderline personality disorder. So once they've gone to a health professional and they do have an official diagnosis, do some research. Figure out what that diagnosis means. What does it look like? What are some of its characteristics? What are some of the symptoms that your person may be experiencing? When you know what to expect, you'll know how to best support and help. So get onto Google, open up a book, get onto TikTok, wherever it is that you're getting your information from, but just do some YouTube, some research and figure out what it is that your person is struggling with so that you know how to best support them. The sixth tip, and this might be the most important tip, is you have to take care of yourself too. Supporting and showing support to a loved one who's struggling with mental health can be incredibly taxing, emotionally, energy-wise, and you've got to make sure that you yourself have the capacity, the energy to support your person. And that means you have to take care of yourself. So figure out what your self-care is. What are the things that you need to do to recharge your own batteries so that you've got enough energy supply or fuel supply to support your person? If you need to seek out help yourself and go to a professional to be able to talk or debrief or give somebody else feedback that's in a safe and secure and confidential way, seek out help for yourself. If you're struggling with your own mental health or the weight of supporting somebody affects your own mental health, seek out a professional, a doctor, a psychologist, a counselor. That's someone who can support you while you're supporting somebody else. So today we've spoken about 6 ways that you can support your person who is struggling with their mental health. Thank you for watching. If you found anything helpful, please like and subscribe. We have a lot more content coming. And remember, if you are struggling with your mental health, please reach out to a mental health professional. Just remember, your mental health is a priority, protecting your peace is important, and self-care is essential.